Hey guys, welcome to Melanin United. On this video, I wanted to talk about Eritrea's help towards Ethiopia in the for the Tigrayan rebel war going on between the government of Ethiopia and those rebels of Tigray. Um, the the Europeans, the Americans, they don't like Eritrea. What's it called? And that's how I know Eritrea. That's how I know Eritrea is really good. You know, like when they don't like you, that's when you know you're doing something good. So they've always talked bad about Eritrea. Eritrea is not a democracy. It's not even a country. Blah blah blah. This blah that. But yeah, like when the Ethiopian government and the Tigrayan rebels fight happened, like started about 2 years ago. The whole dam problem and stuff like that. Last year the Eritrean rebels, cause Tigray is a region in northern Ethiopia, right? And Eritrea is like right above Tigray and stuff. So there's really close, right? And Ethiopia and Eritrea were fighting before that because you remember how the Europeans always do divide and conquer between African countries and all that. So yeah, they were instigating all those fights. And then when the for the prime minister of Ethiopia right now, Abiy Ahmed, which is one of the best leaders in Africa, when he got into office, he made peace with Eritrea, and I believe he tried to, or he made peace with Somalia too, but I can't remember. But for sure, I know he made peace with Eritrea because they were fighting for a while before him, and so that was good. And then the Europeans gave him Abiy Ahmed, the Ethiopian Prime Minister, a Nobel Peace Prize. That's what they always do. Remember, they always try to be nice to you, tell you what to do, and then when you make like a strong, good decision, they'll act like okay, they'll kind of support you. They give people prizes and awards so you can get happy. That's what they give to leaders. These Europeans, they come up with and make up these awards and these peace prize, Nobel Prize, and all that just so you can so they can butter you up, and then you can be relaxed and not even know that they're really attacking you and stuff. So, but yeah, like a year ago, Eritrea, like when the fight between the Tigrayan rebels and Ethiopia government was happening, Eritrea joined Ethiopia and they were fighting the Tigrayan rebels, and then these people were crying. The Europeans were saying, Eritrea's joined in and all this and all that. So then a year goes by when they stopped fighting all that. Then the fight recently started again because they told the Tigrayans to go attack Ethiopian cities, right, to try to destabilize it. So and then actually about a month ago, Eritrea actually joined Ethiopia's forces again and attacked Tigray, the rebels. So that's good. So we can get this fight done with easier, and then the people of Ethiopia can live peacefully and all that stuff, and they can stop making propaganda about Ethiopia, which the Europeans keep doing. And so yeah, the Tigrayan rebels, and thanks to their president Asais Ifrawiki, it's a good president. What's it called? Him and Abiy Ahmed talked together, and they joined their forces, the Ethiopian National Army and the Eritrean Defense Forces, and they basically beat the hell out of Tigray and the Tigrayan rebels, to be exact. They're beating them, and you know they're beating them, and they're doing a good job when the United Nations cry foul, the U.S. cry foul, the European Union cries foul, and said there's no reason for Eritrea to go interfere and attack Tigray, and Eritrea and Ethiopia are violating human rights, and they're so mad that Eritrea is helping Ethiopia get rid of this Tigrayan rebels that are paid by the Europeans, right? Because like that's what when they hate our unity. That's their problems. If we unite like that, it's easier for us to deal with all these wars, these manufactured wars made by them, right? These funded wars and stuff to stabilize us. So yeah, when Eritrea did that, the fight started getting better and better, and actually the war is just about over because Eritrea and Ethiopian forces keep advancing and taking back cities that Tigray took back some cities or towns or villages, and they actually Ethiopia and Eritrea recaptured those places back for the other citizens of Ethiopia and stuff. So that's the good news, and right now is actually the African Union wants negotiate a peace talk, and Ethiopia is down with it. Ethiopia said okay, and Tigray hasn't responded yet because they're waiting for the Europeans' order. Because remember when I said they wanted when I said they wanted the UN and international community and the West, which is the Europeans, they wanted them to interfere and negotiate the peace talk between Ethiopia and Ethiopian government and the Tigrayan rebels. and we know the Europeans are gonna try to do stuff in their interest, right? So Ethiopia denied that because why are you going to these white folks for our problem? That's how I know you're getting paid by them and you're working for them. So that's what we know, and even Ethiopian government have called them out for this stuff. But and the West China neo-colonizing stuff. I talked about that in a earlier video and stuff. But yeah, so now the African Union, because they better do right by Ethiopia, because like even though I know the African Union, like I'm pretty sure they get funded by the Europeans, and I know they get told what to do by the Europeans a lot of times and before in the past, but like more and more as more and more time goes, they're starting to do more and more of our agenda. So I'll give them credit for that. But yeah, so and Ethiopia was saying, yeah, they're okay. They want the African Union to negotiate peace talks, and they're cool with it. So we'll see what Tigray says. Well, they're waiting for their European masters, but I remember not the Tigrayan people in general, because the Tigrayan people are very hospitality and very nice people. I'm just talking about those rebels, those that rebel group, that rebel militia that was created and formed by the West, by the Europeans, and paid and funded by them to destabilize Ethiopia and the region. Alright, guys, thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe.